All right, let's see if we've got this up and running and if it looks good. Ooh, it does. All right, good. Happy Sunday evening, guys. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. If you're on, just give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here, where you're watching from. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining. Today we're going to do a fun fold, and we're using one of the suites that's going to be retiring in just a few weeks. So as many people know, the Stampin' Up mini catalog. Hey, Mary. Hey, Lori. Hey, Rosie. Thanks to everybody. Hey, Angie. So the Stampin' Up mini catalog is expiring in April. The retirement list comes out on Wednesday for the annual catalog as well as the mini catalog. So I have a feeling that if this doesn't carry over, this is going to be a popular set that's going to fly off. So if you don't have it and you like it, get it. Get it now. Don't waste your time. I'm sure that the DSP, which is absolutely awesome, is definitely going to go out. So you don't want to miss out. So we're going to use the basic border dies today, as well as the full suite in the, well, I shouldn't say the full suite, but the bundle and the paper. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining, to make this cute little fun fold. So this is, I guess, maybe a double flap fun fold would be a way to call it. So it's you flip it up and then you open it. So, hey, Karen, Susan, thanks for joining. Susan got a sneak peek of this yesterday, so she already knows. So, as I said, we're going to use the basic border dies. I'll kind of show you what I did. I've done a lot of pre-cutting so that you don't have to waste, you know, the screen won't be jaggling and jargling around. Okay, so what I have done ahead of time is I have a piece of 5.5 by 10 basic or balmy blue cardstock. And what I did was I took a piece of basic white and I cut it at 5 3/8 by, I think 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. And so what I did was I used a low tack tape, and I used my Post-it tape. You've probably watched me use this before. So Post-it tape is nice because it's sticky, but yet it's a low tack. So what I did was I placed my basic white where I'm getting just that shy little bit of border here, and then all the way to the bottom. And then I taped it in place with this cute little border die from the basic border set that looks like clouds to me. So you get this nice little stitched cloud look. So that's how I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back on my magnet sheet so I don't lose it. And we'll get started. Okay. So I have it scored at 4 8 1/4 inch. So flippity flap, trifold. Yeah, all of those. Yes, I love those name ideas. I should have done my blog later on so I could add all of these names on the blog. Flippity flap. Okay, so I'm going to do a little burnish here and a little burnish here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, oh, crumb. I didn't grab the basic gray ink pad. All right, so I'm going to take some basic gray. Oh, and the other great thing about this Post-it tape is I just stick it on like my die cut machine, on my lamp, anywhere, because you can reuse it. All right, so I'm going to ink this up with some basic gray. So this is the sentiment stamp from the Playing in the Rain set. We'll give that a little bit of a stamp there. Come on, Amy, fun folds are fun. Hence the name, Fun Fold. So I don't know how everyone's weather is today. Yesterday and today here in mid-Missouri, the weather was fantastic. So I went out this afternoon. I got some vitamin D. It was awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to just watch where I'm lining this up so that I have that little border shadowing underneath. So there's that. All right. Now I'm going to take a piece of the DSP and make sure that I have the raindrops going the right direction. And I have a piece of, I think I did Old Olive, but yesterday I did Pear Pizzazz when I was doing this. And so this is just another one of the border dies. And so if you don't buy the border dies for anything else other than these two dies, I get so much use out of just these two dies. The chevron look is really cool in this, I don't know, fancy envelope. I don't know. I love them, but I love these two dies. And the cool thing about this is you can create, this is like creating a hill of grass. So you can put all of your cute little characters that are in that DSP. So I cut that, and we're just going to adhere that to the bottom. And once again, I'm going to make sure that I'm putting it right on the edge and make sure that I put the raindrops going the right direction. All right. I'm just going to take some seal and I'm going to add this. Ooh, I cut this piece too big. Ooh, this is going to, oh. Yuck, yuck, yuck. All right, let's see here. So that's 4. So I want to do 3 7/8. I need to go fix that in my blog because I have the dimensions down wrong. Oh, I was afraid that was going to happen. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll work. Just be careful and lay it just perfect. The luxury of live videoing, you get to see the errors happening as they occur. Okay, so that's going to be our card base. Now what I need to do is I need to make some of the cute little flowers that we had over here on the side. So I'm going to take a Mementos Tuxedo Black ink pad, and I'm going to just stamp these flowers a couple of times on a piece of basic white. And I'm going to use my blends. You don't necessarily have to use the blends just because these stamps are really kind of small. So you're not really going to be doing much blending, really. It's really just coloring. So the cool thing about the blends is they're alcohol based. So you can blend them. And by blending, what I'm saying is you're making, you're lightening it, you're darkening it, you're layering it. And with alcohol markers, as they dry, because they dry pretty quickly, because it's alcohol, what you're going to do is you're going to have different, oh, I don't want to use that end. It's going to dry pretty quickly, so you can layer that color right on top of itself and make it more bright. You can take a color lifter and do exactly what it says, lift the color, make it a little bit lighter. So if you're new to stamping, the blends are an amazing investment, just because you can get so many different colors just by layering and adding. Now, as I said, this is kind of the flowers are small, so there's just not a whole lot of highlighting and changing the colors of these. I'm just really putting the ink down. So yes, the weather here was awesome today. I got some vitamin D. Tim made some amazing pork steaks for dinner. We had salad and some Brussels sprouts. It was delicious. We are both ready for that springtime. Not really ready for spring to get here because that means baby boy's that much closer to being out the door. But who knows, maybe baby girl will come back. That would be okay. You guys are being awfully quiet tonight. I should have done some of this coloring ahead of time because nobody wants to watch me do this. This is pretty boring. Oh, Mary, the Brussels sprouts were awesome. They were firecracker. We have this like little, it's not really a local chain, but it's here in the Midwest. It's the grocery store's called Hy-Vee. And so you go and they have delicious, delicious stuff in the meat case. And these were firecracker Brussels sprouts. So they had like bacon and cheese and cayenne pepper. Oh, they were so good. All right, there we go. So there's the flowers pretty much done up. I'm gonna grab my mini cut and emboss machine. Now I've got you guys fired up. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see this here. We'll put it over there so I can. So I'm just gonna line this up on my mini cut and emboss. I'm not gonna tape it down just because I'm gonna clamp that top base down, put my thumb on top of it just to keep it in place. So we'll do one quick roll of this one, and then we'll do the second one here. And ultimately, all we have to do is just put this card together. Well, I guess we need to do the inside too. Well, but Brussels sprouts really are better if there is bacon involved. I can eat them without the bacon, but you know why? If there's bacon in them, you may as well. All right, we'll set that out of the way. And we've got 2 sets of these little flowers here. I'm going to throw that to the side because I got a little bit I can use later on. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is before I did some other die cutting, I went ahead and cut around this cute little DSP guy. And I die cut him out with the Playing in the Rain set. So that's another great use of these dies and this whole set. It was one of them that screamed at me from the very beginning when I was in Jacksonville, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals. I've got my Take Your Pick tool that I use with these minis. You don't have to do a whole bunch of them, just a couple, you know. And then we're going to put some on these flowers here too. Okay. So we'll want to do our big guy first. And we need to be careful as we're placing him because you don't want the umbrella or the fox to be under your side there. So we're going to find a spot where he's going to fit. So see, I found where it's going to, so make sure you have that top flap down. And so then we will grab some of these flowers and put them on there. And then we're going to take a little bit of liquid adhesive, if I've got any. Yeah, here we go. And we'll put some liquid adhesive on here for these other little flowers. And so I'm just going to kind of feed that under there. There we go. So there's our front. All right, so we are just about done. This card went lickety-split today. Okay, I've got a little bit of DSP here that I'm going to put on the bottom of it. So because it's longer than my card base, I'm going to go ahead and put the adhesive on the card base rather than the DSP. That way I can trim this edge off. Okay, so I'm just going to take my paper snips and trim that little bit off. Throw that away. And then we will bring out my Flirty Flamingo. Ink it up real good. I'm going to line this up, hopefully get a good clean stamp. Perfect. All right, I'll be back next. Hey, Becky, thanks for joining. I'm glad you like it. I'll be back here next week. Check my website for the retirement list on Wednesday. As I said, that comes out on Wednesday. As I said, I wouldn't hold off. If there's something that you want, I would get it. Just because, I don't know, things are going fast, like firecrackers. All right, I am going to add a couple of these elegant faceted gems on the front, just to give it a little more. And then all we have left is the envelope, and then we're done. So yes, check out Wednesday afternoon. It'll probably be Wednesday night before I get it online. But I'll have it all on there, all the stuff, anything that might potentially be on sale, anything that's going to disappear. Make sure I've got my raindrops going in the right direction. If you haven't seen this paper, it is really cool. It's got a UV coating on it. And this side actually has that, and it is really groovy. It's all like embossed and kind of slick feeling. It's super cool. All right, we'll do a quick snip here. Kind of feel like I was all over the place tonight, guys. Sorry. Squirrel, squirrel. All right. All right, all the dimensions and everything are going to be on my blog tomorrow, so check that out. And there we are. Fun fold card. Flippity floppity. Whatever we decided to call it. Thanks so much, guys. You have an amazing week. Thanks for joining me this Sunday night, and I'll see you next Sunday night with another card tutorial.